Hey there, everybody. Happy New Year. We've made it into the new year. Have you set your New Year's resolutions? What all do you want to accomplish in this new year? And if you have set your New Year's resolutions, well, we got to sit down and talk. And that's what this video is going to be about, is why New Year's resolutions are really setting you up for failure, and how you can actually see better success by taking an alternative route, by building routines and habits rather than setting those New Year's resolutions. So I used to do this all the time. I would set a goal, by the end of the year, I want my attitude to be like this, or I want to lose this much weight, I want to lift this much weight, whatever it might be. But ultimately, a couple months in or a couple weeks in even, I tend to fall off, and I'm sure you've been in the same cycle before too. In fact, only about 10% of people actually stick with their New Year's resolutions. And here's the reason why. And here's the reason why you guys shouldn't make New Year's resolutions. And the first one is they actively involve procrastination built into them. They have procrastination built in, which is typically a negative habit that we think about, putting stuff off and saving it for another time, or putting stuff off and then completely forgetting about it. And, that's something that we don't want to put into our life. We don't want to build that habit of procrastination. We act like New Year's is a special magical date. The first of the year is a special magical date, but the fact is, it's just like any other day pretty much. And it gives us kind of the excuse to do whatever we want leading up into that point too. So maybe we have the goal of weight loss for the year, like a giant weight loss goal of 40 pounds or something like that. So, leading up until that point of New Year's, we're eating whatever the heck we want. We're like, oh, we got to get it in before the New Year starts. So, we don't want that procrastination. That's going to lead to some unhealthier habits as well. The second reason why is because this puts so much pressure on you reaching that goal. When you have a specific date, and when you set those goals really high, inevitably is going to lead to failure, and this could really be discouraging and could actually lead to some depression. You could really beat yourself up about it. And it teaches us, we don't necessarily have the willpower to complete or accomplish a simple task whenever we don't reach that goal and when we reach that failure. And when you can't overcome your mind, you can't overcome your body. So if mentally, you're not in it, then your body is going to fall along with that too. So quit creating that pressure on yourself by setting those New Year's resolutions. We don't want that pressure, because that's going to lead to some negative habits as well. Typically, New Year's resolutions can also be unrealistic goals, such as, stopping smoking, or losing a ton of weight, or running a marathon, or maybe I want to look like The Rock by the end of the year, whatever it might be. And, those are goals, but you're setting those goals and you're not even developing an action plan or anything like that that leads to that goal too. So that's typically what happens with New Year's resolutions. We have those massive goals and we just can never reach those goals because we don't have that plan, or we don't have benchmarks to reach throughout the way too. They need to be broken down into much smaller goals, more achievable goals and habits, rather than one big daunting one too. So those are 3 reasons why we shouldn't be setting New Year's resolutions. Now here's an alternative route that I think that you guys should take. So we should build routines instead of resolutions. We should start building routines and habits rather than those resolutions. Here's 3 reasons why for that. Routines and habits will lead to greater results over time, and they won't end once you reach that goal. So let's say you do have the goal of looking like The Rock. What happens when you get there? Oh gosh, I don't know. Maybe I set another goal, or maybe you fall off and revert back to where you first originally started off with. If you're building those healthy habits, if you're building routines, that's something that is going to last you your entire life, and you're going to continue making progress, and you're going to reach even higher and higher goals. Also, building those routines, that's going to give you quicker, instant gratification instead of waiting till the end of the year to see the goal happen that it might take a couple days, it might take a week to start seeing progress that you want when you're building those routines and those habits. And when you see that you've built the habit of maybe, eating 1 veggie per day or working out 3 times per week, it shows you that you actually have what it takes. It encourages you that you can do it, and you're going to continue to do it too and add on to those habits and routines. Also, these routines and habits, they can lead to your bigger goal as well. So, like I said before, New Year's resolutions are one thing that seems to really set people up for failure. And that's something that I believe that we should change our mindset to. Instead of doing that, build the habits, build the routines, instead of making those resolutions that are going to lead us to those bigger goals and further. So hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you learned something out of it. Maybe take a few quick notes, but keep that in mind as you guys go through this entire year. And if you need help setting goals, if you need help coming up with an action plan and building those healthy routines, that's something that we would love to help with. So please, reach on out to us, leave a message, leave a comment, shoot us an email. We would love to help you out. All right. Hope you have a great rest of the day. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.